Alright guys, let's talk about Notos. He's the newest Mo5 character in the game, and he might be the most broken one too. Even compared to Lady of the Scales, Ulnar Siulha, and whatever else other ML units that broke the game on release. This guy takes it on another level. Yeah, let's talk about his kit first. So let's start with his skill 2 actually. With only the first part. He cannot get pushed up or pushed back. So you can't use like Amid to push him up or Evam to push him up, or he cannot be pushed back. So you'll see why this is kind of needed on his kit to make him a bit more balanced. Anyways, so let's go to S1. S1 just does a bit of damage. Nothing really interesting until you get to his skill 3, his God's Might. So first of all, he gets a unique buff, God of Battle, which doubles all of his stats. And these stats include whatever you see on your build screen, which I will get to in a minute. It will double your HP, your attack, your crit damage, your speed, so on and so forth, even your dual attack chance. So, and it will fully heal him. So imagine your Notos is like 30k HP, you press S3, he becomes 60k HP, and it fully heals him to that 60k HP. It's already pretty broken. So while God of Battle is maintained, change the battle into Sanctuary of Battle. So Sanctuary of Battle is like a field, special field, I guess you can say. So what happens is, in this state, every hero on the field cannot get buffed or debuffed. And this includes undispellable buffs as well. So buffs with the bright blue background. For example, you look at Boss Arunca's passive, this undispellable, yeah, that's no longer a thing anymore in his field. Another unit, Ras, he gets his this Sacred Covenant. This is no longer a thing, so he will not get revived. Who's another one? Let's see, Ruel actually, yeah. This thing, Spirit Lord's Protection. Yep, that's getting stripped as well, so she will not get revived. So already, it's already pretty overloaded. And it gets very annoying to fight him once he manages to press this button. At that point, it's pretty much game over. And so this lasts for 3 turns. 3 turns. And it starts with a maximum cooldown, 7 turns. So this is where you need your warfare set, which we'll get to in a minute on the build section. So yeah, already pretty broken. But once you read his other skills now, God of Battle, S2 is a single target attack, defense spend by 50%, and scales with his max HP. From this text alone, you don't really see the power behind this skill. This thing can nuke basically 95% of the whole cast of Epic 7. And also the soul burn just adds so much more damage on top. It says penetrates defense, so maybe you're thinking, oh, okay, let's bring Empyrean Illian out. But more often times than not, he will still kill through that. and it's a ridiculous skill. The damage numbers are insane. The fact that he can just nuke a unit of his choice with a press of a button is, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And it's only on a 2-turn cooldown. So what usually happens is you press S3 and you take the next turn, you press S2 and then you press S1 and then you press S2 again. So you can nuke 2 units of your choice while you are in this field. It's really, really broken. I'm not sure how this made through the live servers, but I guess here we are. So let's move on to his S1. And his S1, again, a single target attack, scaling with his max HP. This one does not def break, but it has this additional damage, kind of like a 3F, and it hurts. It hurts like a truck. So yeah, he seems to have everything in his kit, everything and beyond. So yeah, overall this is pretty crazy. Okay, let's move on to the build. So here's the build, and keep in mind I am a Guild War player mainly. So if you are an RTA player, your build might vary a little bit. But one thing that is 100% is you will need Warfare Set. Because your S3 starts with max cooldown, you need this Warfare Set to reset it at the start of the battle, so you can press S3 right away when you take the turn. And I went with these stats. This is something you should be aiming for. I think for RTA, you need around 220, 230 speed or something like that. But you definitely want to get as much HP as you can. Ideally more than 30,000 HP. And you want 50% crit chance because since he doubles his stats in a special field, you get 100% crit chance. And you only need 175% crit damage, because again, you double your crit damage, you cap it at 350%. So any more than that, you're just wasting stats. And there are some builds going around with effect resistance. It's so that he's one of the main weakness he has is he gets controlled, and if he doesn't take the turn, he's kind of useless. So there are FRES builds out there. I think it's around like 200 FRES or something like that. I don't have the gear for that, so, and since I'm mainly just playing for Guild War offense, I don't really have a need for FRES, so this is the build I settled for. I did mention briefly that he does double dual attack chance. I haven't seen it, but maybe you can do some funny Unity set stuff, but yeah, up to you. And I'll just let you have a look at my individual gear pieces. Yeah, these gears aren't anything crazy, but you definitely want to try to look for a lot of flat HP rolls in your gear, and that will help you reach a lot higher HP. So yeah, as for artifacts, if you're playing RTA, I think Holy Sacrifice is non-negotiable, and I don't think there's any. I guess you can run 3F if you wanted, but Holy Sac just gives you that extra lifeline. So if you manage to die with a lot of debuff, like let's say your Notos is stunned or something, you die and then you come back with fully cleansed with a bit of barrier and you manage to take a turn, then that can change the whole game. So yeah, holy sack if you're playing RTA. If you are if it's purely for Guild War offense, then I recommend going Precious Connections, because it increases health by 10% and gives you that 10 soul, so you can, you know, soul burn your S2, and that just guarantees the kill of a unit. Let's say if it's like a really tanky boss or Unka or something and you want to secure the kill, the soul burn will almost always kill that. And also, because the Notos takes a turn, presses S3, and then he has to take another turn, you actually gain 20 souls. So you have enough souls to soul burn twice in that one field. So it just makes this artifact really strong. Anything else? I guess you could try Symbol of Unity in case there are some evasion units that you want to guarantee a hit. So this is also an option. But yeah, Holy Sacrifice, 3F, Precious Connections. And yeah, that's it. So in conclusion, yes, he is absolutely busted. I'm sure you've seen from the clips I've just shown. He is 100% a must pull. He is worth your pity if you're thinking about whether or not you should spend your pity on him or not. And I believe he is 100% worth the pity. He is extremely strong in all modes of PvP, RTA, Arena, and Guild War offense. Guild War offense is so much fun with him, and it makes it really, really easy. I'm trying to test Guild War defense with him as well, but there hasn't been that much data yet, so we'll have to see. But yeah, that's it for the Notos review. See you guys next time.